party people? Happy Thursday. It is Coach Talon.
Coach Emily.
We are here in F45 bringing you all stars. You know what that means? That means strength today, team. We're going to be using mini bands if you have them. If not, it's okay. We'll have the body weight options for you, and we'll be throwing in some strength body weight work as well. Like I said, all stars, that is going to be 4 pods, 3 exercises per pod. We're going to be doing 3 laps in 1 set. The timing is going to be 40 seconds of work with 20 seconds of rest, and we'll have those hydration breaks between each pod. All right, team, moving into pod number 1, exercise 1. We have the squat midpoint alternating forward lunge. We're staying low in that iso squat position. Going into that forward lunge, sinking into the heels, shoulders back, core's working. Number 2, we have 10 frog squats. Sink into the heels, drive the knees out. We'll pump the hips up and down with that neutral spine. And then we go into the 10 static low lateral lunges. So we open up those feet nice and wide. We stay low and we shift that body weight, making sure that knee's tracking that midfoot. Number 3, final exercise of the pod. We have 4 pulsing lunges with 4 jump lunges. Shoulders back, sink the weight into the heel, keep your spine tall here. We're firing up those legs in that first pod, team. Moving into pod number 2. We're starting with the bands here. We got banded glute bridges with an abduction. Get the band up above the knees. Drive through the heels, kick the hips up, and abduct the legs, firing up the glute medius. Make sure there's no extension in the low back. We want to maintain that neutral spine at all times. And exercise number 5 with pod 2, we have the mini band bent over Y raise. Let's get some tension on that band. Hinge at the hip here, soft bend in the knee. Pretty much straight arm here, maybe a soft bend in the elbow, and we're taking those arms all the way up overhead, firing up the posterior chain. All right, final exercise of pod 2, we have the 3x3 push-ups, tricep and normal. Starting with the knees if you need to as an option. We go tricep, elbows tight to the body for 3, and then we go normal, open up the hands just slightly here, and crank out those push-ups. All right, team, moving right into pod number 3. We have the seated band row. Get the band just under the feet. Spine nice and tall here. Very important we maintain the long neutral spine. Core's working. Grab that band, elbows tight. Pull through the elbows, retract the shoulder blades. And then we have the bicep curl to press. Exercise number 2 of pod 3. Get some tension on that band. That's where we generate the most work here. Get the curl, and then press all the way up overhead, keep the ribs tucked, glutes fired. Last but not least, in pod 3, we have dead bugs here, team. Good old, awesome, corrective core work here. We want to pull that belly button down into the ground, flat back, no daylight under that back as opposite limbs extend. And last pod here, team, we're starting with the down dog knee drive. Press into those heels. Get that extension in the back, and then we drive that knee up, crunching the core into that high plank position. And then number 11, we have crunches. Just good old standard crunches. We're going to fire up the core on this final pod here today, team. Dig those heels into the ground and get those shoulder blades up. And then last but not least, we have rainbow planks. Kicking those hips side to side here, not letting the hips drop too low. And we're going to get that core fired to finish out this workout, team. That is our strength workout. Let's get ready to warm those bodies up and get that work.
Woo. Start with high knees and butt kicks. Give me 4 high knees, then 4 butt kicks.
Let's get it, team. Nice and tall, light on those feet. High knees, butt kicks. For 3, 2, 1. Right into hip mobility swings. Swing it around town, open those hips up. Few each direction. 2, 1. Deep squat with a T-spine rotation. Sink down into those heels, drive those knees out. Rotate that spine, have those eyes track that movement. 3, 2, 1. We got the side to side groin stretch, hands on the floor here. Shifting that body weight into each leg. Feel those groins and hips open up. For 3, 2, 1. We got mountain climbers, 10 of them with 3 push-ups here, team. Hips are low, knees are high. Shoulders stacked over the wrists. Lead with the chest, drop to your knees if you need to. 2, 1. Flipping on over onto our back, we have the dynamic lumbar stretch. Try to keep those shoulder blades planted. Kick that leg across the body. And breathe. 2, 1. Hip thrusters. We'll be seeing these again shortly. Dig into those heels. Kick those hips up. Squeeze those glutes. Exhale up. For 2, 1. Back row. Split leg. Reach through. Hug those knees to the chest. Stretch those hamstrings as we reach through the body. 2, 1. We're up on our feet, team. We're light on the feet. In, out, in, out, in, out, out, in, 2, 1. All right, team, we're finishing with jump squats. That's it. This is it. We're getting that heart rate elevated a little bit here, team. Get ready for that work. For 3, 2, 1. All
right.
It's go time.
We're gonna get started in 20 seconds. All right, team, we're gonna get started with lap 1 of pod 1. Remember, we're gonna be doing 3 laps through each of these pods of 3 exercises. First one, we have that squat midpoint with the alternating forward lunge. We're going in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So we're gonna sink down into that squat. We're gonna step forward into a forward lunge, pull the shoulders back, nice neutral spine, stick the booty out. And then when we're doing this, if you're feeling any pressure in the knee of that front leg, try and make sure you're not really sending all your weight into the toe and the knee. You wanna keep that entire foot planted. You wanna kind of sink a little bit further down into the quad and the heel and the glutes there. 13 seconds to go. Remember, 1 set, 3 laps. 1 set, 3 laps. We're gonna move on to that next exercise here. 6 seconds, then we're gonna take it into our 10 frog squats and 10 alternating lateral lunges in 2 and 1.
It's a good way to start things off here, team. 15 seconds. Remember, it's 40 seconds of work, 20 seconds of rest. We got 10 frog squats, 10 alternating low lateral lunges. We go in 6 seconds. Let's drop it down. Set your feet. We move in 2, 1. We're working. Small little pulsing movements here. What I care about is you have a flat back and you're pumping it out, gripping the ground with those feet. After that 10, we're in that static position here so our feet stay planted. We shift that body weight into the heel, dropping the hips down and back. Make sure that knee is tracking the midfoot. You pull those shoulders back and make sure that core is activated. 15 seconds left. Keep it up. 10 to go. Keep those shoulders pulled back on those frog squats. 5 left. 3, 2, 1.
All right, we're taking it into the 4 jump lunges and 4 pulsing lunges on the right and left. So that means you're gonna stay on one leg for 4 pulsing, then switch over, 4 pulsing, and then hit those 4 jump lunges. All right, shake it out. Here we go. In 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So picking one side here, 4 pulses. We switch, 4 pulses, and then get ready, 4 jump lunges, making sure you're landing nice and flat on that front foot and exploding up into the air. If you have any hip, knee, ankle injuries, we want you to take the jump out and take it into a regular step back lunge. So just removing the plyo component there. 18 seconds, shoulders are back, shoulders are stacked over the hips. Keep the knee nice and stable right over the toe. 10 seconds. Again, you can always take out the jump, especially with this pod. For 3, 2, and 1. Nice work.
All right, team, back to the top. That's lap 1 of pod 1. We have 2 more laps to go. 15 seconds. Starting with that squat, alternating forward lunge. All right, we're moving in 3, 2, 1. Squat low, step forward. Again, we don't want to put stress on the knee, so don't shift that weight forward onto the toe. Control your body momentum as you move forward into that lunge. Keeping your shoulders pulled back, shifting that weight more towards the heel of that foot. We're moving at our own pace, it's okay. If we start to hike up a little bit, Maybe we stand tall, reset. We got 10 seconds to go here. Keep it up. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All right, back to the 10 frog squats, 10 alternating low and lateral lunges. With the frog squats, sink down into the heels, straight spine. You'll see him get set up in this one. Elbows inside the knees, and then press your elbows into the knees so you're kind of forcefully driving your knees out. Here we go, 3, 2, 1. Shoulders back, booty out, hips up and down towards the ground. We're going for 10 at your own pace, and then as soon as you hit that 10, take it to standing, and then into those 10 lateral lunges where we're shifting the body weight side to side. We're staying nice and tall there. The knee's gonna track over the toes. Look down, make sure both toes are facing forward. And then whatever leg you're sinking into, the other one stays nice and straight. Think about sinking down and back into that glute, kind of like you're sitting down into a chair. You wanna sit back into the legs and not fall forward into the knees and the toes. 6 seconds here. You got this for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice.
Woo! All right, number 3, 4 pulsing lunges on one leg, switch to the other leg for 4 more pulses, and then the 4 jump lunges. 5 seconds, we're moving. In 3, 2, 1. Pulse it out, stay low on that pulse. You can do a walk switch or you can do a jump switch. And then 4 jumping lunges, making sure that weight is in the heel. That knee, that shin is vertical. 22 seconds to go. How to keep your head up, eyes forward, shoulders back. 15 to go. At any point in time, if you need to, take out the jump lunges. Just give us those reverse. 5 seconds to go. 3, 2, 1.
Woo. Okay, final lap here. Back to the beginning. Squat, midpoint, alternating forward lunge. Grabbing some water. Okay, 10 seconds. Deep breath, get ready for final lap here. I know this is a quad burner. Just deal with it one more lap. Here we go, back to work. All right, plant those heels into the ground, sink back, and again, make sure we're not throwing all of our weight forward into the knee. Control it, take it slow. This is a strength workout, not a cardio workout. So we're not going for speed here. We're going for control, mind-muscle connection, feeling where in your legs you're firing up and which muscles are doing the work in every single one of these movements that we're gonna do today. Make sure the belly is on, that core is nice and tight. 6 seconds here, final, 5, 4, your squat forward lunge. In 3, 2, and 1.
Talk about pumping up the quads here.
My quads are dying.
Let's go ahead and add to it, team. 10 frog squats, 10 alternating low lateral lunges. Let's make it happen, let's make it pretty. Come on, 5 seconds. In 3, 2, 1. Let's get that work. Again, we really want to drive those knees out with the elbows here. Keep the feet planted at all times. We're pumping the hips up and down. Shift that weight on that low lateral lunge. Make sure your hips are going down and back. It's okay if your torso drops forward, but maintain that proud chest with those shoulders back. That way we don't see that spine rounding whatsoever. We got 10 seconds to go here, team. Keep it up. Focus on that breathing pattern for 3, 2, 1.
Okay. Final one here. We have our 4 jump lunge, 4 pulses. Last set for this pod. We'll get a quick water break, and then we're gonna shift over to pod number 2. All right, team, 10 seconds, get ready. Remember, if you're starting to lose that form, take the jump out. We're going in 4, 3, 2, and 1. Pick one side. 4 pulses, he's keeping that nice 90-degree angle in that front knee. Knees kind of tracking over the midfoot, the ankle. We're not letting the heel lift off the ground in those pulses. Beautiful work, team. All right, 25 seconds. When we hit this water break, we're gonna pause the video for 30 seconds, and then we'll head into pod 2 all together. All right, crush these last 15 seconds. You got it. Breathe. 12. It's okay if we're taking the jump out at this point because the quads are on fire. We got 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful work. All right, pause the video. 30-second water break.
15 seconds. We're moving right along into pod number 2. We're going to grab that mini band if we have it. We're going to put it up above our knees and we're going to go right to the banded glute bridge with an abduction in 3, 2, 1. All right, we're working for 40 seconds. So go ahead, press into those heels, kick those hips up nice and high, get those glutes activated, and then we abduct at the top. And squeeze. Really think about the muscle-mind connection here on activating those glutes. Don't just go through the motions on a hip bridge or a hip thrust. 15 seconds left. Pressing the heels into the ground. Making sure those knees aren't caving in at any point in time during this movement. We have 5 seconds to go, team. Come on, let's go. For 3, 2, 1.
Okay, what's
All right.
All right, we're gonna take the mini band onto our wrists. We're gonna hinge over, so kind of like that deadlift. We wanna send the hips back, nice flat back. And then we're gonna come into that Y raise. So create a little bit of resistance. Here we go. 2, 1. Hinge over, make sure we're untucking the tailbone, sticking the booty out, and as we come up, we're going to create some resistance on the band, and you're going to create a Y. Basically what we want to be doing is pulling the shoulder blades and taking them and plugging them into the back. Depending on what band you have, this is a tough one to create resistance on. I know I can kind of barely get any resistance on it as I come up. Whatever you can do, just keep being mindful of pulling on the band however far you can kind of tug on it and create that resistance for yourself. We're going for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice work.
Arm work. All right. Last exercise of pod 2 here, team. We have the 3x3 push-up. We're going to start with the normal push-up for 3 reps, and then we're going to tuck those elbows in by the side body for 3. We move in 2, 1. Let's work. If we're going from the knees, make sure those hips drop down with you so we can maximize that chest contraction. After 3, we go narrow, elbows tight to the body, lead with the chest. Pull those shoulders back. Keep your glutes tight. Brace your core. Press those hands down into the ground, corkscrewing them, and squeeze the chest. 15 to go. Let's go, 10 seconds left. Keep those bodies moving, feel that chest pump. For 5, for 2, 1.
Woo. Okay, back to our banded glute bridge. Taking that band above the knees.
If you got multiple bands, feel free to toss them on.
Or some weight you want to put on your hips. All right, we're moving in 4, 3, 2, and 1. Before you come up into that first bridge, make sure you tuck your hips under, low back is flat with the ground. We lift up, knees are driving against the band. Open, press your knees against the band as hard as you can. You're gonna feel kind of that deep outside portion of your glutes fire up. Bring it together, and then drop back down to the ground. Like Talon said, make sure we're doing this with purpose. We're really thinking about where we're feeling it. Drive through the heels to lift up, open, maybe hold for a second, and back down. You don't have to speed through these. We don't want you to speed through these. 5 seconds. For 3, 2, and 1. Nice work.
All right, we're taking it to the feet. Back over into that Bentover Y raise here, team. If you start to fatigue with the band, you're gonna get a whole lot out of this with just your body weight. I'll go ahead and show you that version. All right, team, in 3, 2, 1. We hinge at the hip, long flat back. Drop those shoulders down into the pockets. Raise those arms, getting those biceps up by the ears. And squeeze. Again, more tension we generate on the band, the more work we're going to be performing here. Feet should be about hip width apart with body weight here, with control. Exhale up, inhale down. 15 to go. Get that quick pause at the top. Feel those hamstrings loaded. Make sure your back is not curling at any point in time. For 3, 2, 1.
Oh, those are so hard. Okay, down into push-up position. If you're taking it straight down to your knees, that's totally fine. If that's where you're gonna get that full chest contraction, making sure the chest and the triceps are doing all the work. Here we go, 2, 1, 3 by 3, 3 regular push-up. So those regulars, we want the hands right under the shoulders, not under the nose and the eyes. It's too far out with the hands there. So make sure your hands are kind of right under the shoulders and the chest. And then elbows are 45-degree angle, kind of slightly pointed back for the regular. And then with the tricep push-up, to get the triceps working instead, that's when you want the elbows gliding tight against the body. That's gonna help fire up the triceps a little bit more than the chest. 3 by 3, you got 10 seconds left here. If you have to drop it to your knees to keep the integrity of your form, do that now. We've got 4, 3, 2, and 1. Final lap.
1 lap to go. Get those bands situated above the knee here, team. 10 seconds. All right, 5 seconds. Dig those feet into the ground in 2, 1. Exhale up, squeeze. No shame in getting that quick pause at the top. Let it marinate for a sec, abduct those knees. Back down to that starting position. Make sure when you're abducting, try not to let those hips fall. We want to keep that constant tension on the glutes. 15 to go. Feel all those vertebrae hit the ground when we go back to the starting position. 5, 3, 2, 1.
All right, back to standing. Band to the wrist, taking it into that Y raise. If you don't have the band, another good option I'm sure you've seen before in one of the workouts is a towel. So some sort of kitchen towel is going to be a good option there. You just create the resistance on the towel instead. And in 2, 1, hinge over. Nice Y raise there. Bringing the biceps up to the ears. Hold at the top for a half second. Make sure you're coming all the way up and you're not stopping short. I want to see the arms nice and in line with the spine. So they should kind of hit that level in line with the back and the spine, and we're not stopping short. 16 seconds to go. We have our push-ups left, and then we get our second water break before we head into pod 3. 8 seconds to go. Make sure you exhale up. Inhale as you pull the arms down for 4, 3, 2, and 1.
Good job, team. Bring it to the ground. We're not done firing up those arms yet. Woo, 3 by 3 push-ups. Let's make it happen. 6 seconds. Keep working hard. We're about halfway done. In 2, 1, we're working. Hips are dropping if we're from the knees, leading with the chest. On that narrow push-up, make sure those shoulders are pulled back into the pockets. Last thing you want to do with the push-up is lead with the shoulders or the chin. Okay, the chest is the prime mover here. We got 20 seconds to go. Let's fire it up. Don't forget to check in with your glutes. Check in with your core. 10 to go. Don't give up. For 4, 3, 2, 1.
Woo, okay.
All right, team, get that water break. 30 seconds, pause the video. Back at it for pod team, 15 seconds. We'll get going in pod 3. We're gonna start with the seated band rows. Okay, get the band under the heel. Stand nice and tall. We're working in 3, 2, 1. 40 seconds on the clock. Okay, if you want more work, extend those legs out further. If you want less resistance, flex the knees up. Keep the shoulders back. Retract the shoulder blades as we pull through the elbow. Exhale as we pull, bringing that band towards the rib cage. 12 seconds. Squeeze, get that quick squeeze and hold as we pull for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All right, taking a standing, we're gonna hold on to the band, take it into our bicep curled press. So with this one, again, if you don't have a band at home, we always recommend using a kitchen towel, and it'll kind of help create the same resistance. With the kitchen towel, I'm gonna take my palms facing down instead. We're going in 3, 2, and 1. If you're using the band or the towel, your goal, kind of like the Y raise, is to create that resistance on the band by pulling your palms away from each other. We're gonna keep the elbows tight to the body. When we're not using heavy resistance, and we're using our body weight as our resistance, you really want to focus on slow, controlled contractions and focusing on where you're feeling each rep. So don't go to the next rep until you felt the correct muscles fire up. We're going for 3, 2, and 1.
Ugh. All right, dead bugs team. Rounding out pod number 3 with a little bit of core. Okay, connecting the upper body and the lower body together through that midsection. Assume the reverse tabletop position. We're working in 3, 2, 1. Opposite limbs extending while the other 2 non-moving limbs are nice and stable. This takes a lot of body control here. Thinking about the limbs that are doing the work, and as we're extending those limbs, we're making sure that core is being pulled down into the ground. Only go as low as your body will allow you to before your low back wants to extend, and that's when we know we've gone too far. 10 seconds left. And breathe. Don't hold your breath on this. For 3, 2, 1.
We can stay down on the ground, just grab your band. We're taking it into lap 2, into our seated row.
All right, let's go double.
So band around the feet. Again, like Talon said, the more you bend your knees, the less resistance, or if you've got long legs like me, it might be kind of hard. All right, 2, 1. We're gonna pull those elbows back, squeeze the shoulder blades in the back muscles. Make sure your shoulders are down and away from your ears. Plug the shoulder blades into the back before you come into your row. You want your elbows tight to the body here. Inhale as you let the band move forward. Exhale as you pull back. 15 seconds. Big squeeze at the top. Don't speed through these. Hold at the top for a second. And then let the band come back in. We've got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1.
Nice. All right, we're gonna still have that band in hand. Going into the curl press. On our feet, 10 seconds. We'll grab a towel if you have access to that at home. And we go in 3, 2, 1. Pull that band apart, get some tension here, team. Let's really try to push ourselves on generating that tension on the band as we curl and press. Up all the way overhead, full extension in the arms. They should be stacked right over the shoulder, biceps are by the ears. Don't flare your ribs, keep them tucked, keep your glutes fired up here. 15 to go. Exhale up, inhale down. Try not to let the band slack. Keep pulling it apart, checking in there for 5, for 3, 2, 1.
Okay, drop your band, bring it down to the ground. Have that band nearby for when we come back to our last row. Okay, with our dead bug, we want 90, 90, 90 in the legs. So 90 degrees at the hips, 90 degrees at the knees, and then flex the ankles so you have a 90 degree at the ankles as well. We have going in 3, 2, 1. Opposite arm, opposite leg, extend out. Making sure, kind of like Talon said, we want the core to be on. We want to pull the belly button down towards the ground. The hardest part of the core to fire up for a lot of us is going to be the lower abs. That's the area that's going to kind of relax a little bit easier than the rest of it. So I want all of you to think mind muscle connection to that lower portion of the belly and really flex and pull in towards the spine. That's how you're gonna get the best out of this. We're moving for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Final lap, let's go.
Whoop. Band up. Right around the foot. Make sure you don't hook it too high on the toe because there could be problems there at some point. You want it nice and low on the bridge. And 3, 2, 1. Pull, exhale. Retract the shoulder blades. Make sure our torso is nice and tall. We don't want to hunch, we don't want to slouch. Think about good posture the entire time. Guess what that means? That means our core's turned on. 20 seconds to go. Pull, squeeze, like we're pinching a penny right between those shoulder blades. 10 seconds left. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All right, bring it up. Back to our bicep curl to press, either with your band, your towel, or if you have weights at home. You're probably using weights right now. 12 seconds. Grab onto the towel, palms facing down. If you're using that, if you're using the band, your palms are facing in towards each other. We're moving in 3, 2, and 1. Elbows tight to the body, glutes are squeezed, hips are tucked forward. We come into curl to press, creating that resistance. If you have the towel, I want you to think about ripping the towel apart as hard as you can, taking the hands away from each other throughout the entire movement, and not losing that tension on the towel. 18 seconds to go. We have one more dead bug, and then we're gonna have our final water break before we head into pod 4, aka the ab pod. 10 seconds, team. Make sure we're breathing. We've got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1.
Big burn. Let's get those dead bugs in here, team. Make them crisp, make them clean. I want you to do them slow and controlled. In 3, 2, 1. 90 degrees in the hip to knee and the ankle. Opposite limbs extend. If we can get them fully extended towards the ground without that low back coming up off the ground, awesome, keep it up. If not, go until your low back wants to curl, and that's when you know that's your breaking point. Breathe. 15 to go. Really pulling that core down into the ground. Every rep, 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Woo!
All right, get your water. Last pod here, team. Let's make it happen. See you in 30 seconds. All right, team, it's go time. Pod number 4, fourth and final pod. We got all core coming your way. We're starting with that down dog knee drive. We're gonna go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 40 seconds on the clock. Down dog, pressing into those heels. Make sure we're trying to lengthen and extend that spine. And then we drive that knee up with intention. Don't just, I'm gonna bring the knee up to my chest. Drive it up, activating your core. That is the goal here. And when we drive that knee up, we want to end in that high plank position with the shoulders stacked right over the wrists. We have 15 seconds left. Keep moving, keep breathing, getting that mobility work in, that core work in, that corrective work in. 10 seconds left. Let's go for 5, for 3, 2, 1.
And we can stand down on the ground because we're going to take it into our regular crunches. Regular crunches, you're going to take your fingers right behind your ears or on the back of your head. Just make sure you're not tugging on your neck as you come up. We're moving in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Regular crunches here. An oldie but a goodie, a classic. When you do your crunches, you want to inhale as you bring your head back down to the ground, and then you want to exhale as you crunch up. Again, make sure the low back is nice and flush with the ground, and as you come up, you really want to think about contracting the abs. Hold at the top for a second. We don't want to speed through these. plank. Keep it up. We got 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Woo.
Rainbow planks here, team. Final exercise of lap 1 of pod 4. We're gonna be in that plank position, forearm plank, and we're gonna rock those hips from one side to the other. And 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Make sure those shoulders are right over the elbows. I don't want your hips dropping too low. They should be in alignment with the shoulders. If they're below the shoulders, that means they're too low, and that means our low back is sagging, and we do not want that. We're rotating those feet and those hips around, just like the shape of a rainbow, just hence the name, 15 to go. Pull that belly button up, and breathe for 10. Don't stop moving for 5, 3, 2, 1.
Okie dokes. Lap 2. We're gonna take it into our down dog. Down dog knee drives. Make sure when you pull that knee in, you're feeling the abs doing it and not just kind of tossing the knee in or using your hip flexors too much. We're moving in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1.
Hey, yo, let's go.
Press back. You want to bring your heels down towards the ground, stretch out the backs of the legs. Kind of get that nice stretch in, like Talon said, getting a little bit of mobility work in with the core. Exhale forward, inhale back. Nice work, team. You've got this. 13 to go. Breathe through. You've got 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1.
Woo. Hopefully your hamstrings are starting to loosen up if they're not already. All right, team, 12 seconds. We're going right into those classic crunches. Okay, knees are flexed, feet are cemented into the ground, shoulder blades are lifting off. Soft by the ears or behind the head. In 2, 1. If you're tempted to tug on your neck, you can cross your arms across your body. That way, we know the core is doing the work here, not straining our neck. Last thing we want to do. Exhale up, inhale down. Feel that core fire, feel it crunch. Feel us building stronger core. 12 seconds to go. And squeeze. Maybe a quick pause at the top here. For 4, 3, 2, 1.
Woo. Okay, into our forearm plank, rainbow plank. Make sure you're rotating on your toes as you drop the hips from side to side. Control these, especially as you drop the hip down towards the ground. You good over there?
Yeah.
4, 3, 2, and 1. Get it?
Ayo!
Rotating on those toes, dropping my hip pretty much all the way down towards the ground, controlling it on the way there. Make sure we're breathing. You're gonna feel the sides of the abs, the obliques, firing up as you drop the hips. Nice work, team. 15 seconds to go. We have one final lap after this.
Ah, burns!
For 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1.
Final lap, final 3 exercises, final 2 minutes of work. We're starting with the down dog knee drives. In 6, and 4, and 2, and 1. Let's go. Down dog, drive that knee up with a purpose. The purpose is to build a stronger core. Okay, when we drive that knee up, we're contracting those abs, shortening those muscles. When you lengthen and shorten muscles, you tear the microfibers. That's what builds muscle. 15 seconds left. Exhale as we drive that knee up. Try to get it right between the pockets of those arms. For 5. For 3, 2, 1.
Shoulders. Low-key shoulder killer.
High.
Okay, on to our backs. Crunches. 2 more exercises, team. You got this. It's just about a minute and a half of work. All right.
Don't hold on.
Here we go. In 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale back, exhale up. No tugging. Inhale through the nose, big exhale through the mouth. Come all the way up. Full contraction before you drop back down. Nice work. Heels are planted hard into the ground. Try and keep your heels close to your butt. 10 seconds. Nice work. You've got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1.
All right, final 40 seconds of work here, team. Way to go. This is it. We go all the way to the finish in 10 seconds. No one is stopping early. Let's go. In 5, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Let's make it happen. Bring those hips across the body. Keep those feet close together. We're on the toes, and we're pivoting. And we're breathing. And we're working. Feel the burn. Come on, halfway. 20 seconds left. Come on, don't let your hips fall. 12. This is it. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Way to go, team. Thursday, strength day. You all are all-stars. We just got after bands and body weight. Way to work hard. Hope you're feeling the repercussions of that workout. We'll see you all tomorrow. Stay strong, stay safe.